maybe one of them had a ground out, but it was definitely into the game on 2 strikeouts.
Baseball.
No, yeah, Stanton struck out, Jazz Chisholm struck out,
Love that.
and then their center fielder struck out.
And baseball is just unbearable for me to watch.
Yes,
I can't do it.
like
This is the Joe Gaither Show
I was talking
on
to someone about it last night.
BamaCentral.com.
Well, we can get into it. Not my thing.
I was talking like I was cooking dinner. I was like, "Oh, perfect time to actually pay attention." Bottom of the 9th. They're playing the Red Sox, so it was like rivalry.
Mm-hmm. You'll never make me a baseball fan.
No. I got a Yankees hat, a Cubs shirt, and a Braves shirt in the closet. And if I go to any other game, I'll buy their shirt too and say, "Go home team."
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Wednesday? Happy Hump Day. It's the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. You're hanging out with us in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios right here off of McFarland Boulevard. You're hanging out with us on the Bama Central YouTube channel where you saw all of our player interviews yesterday from inside the Hank Crisp Indoor Facility. You're hanging out with us on my own social media machines at Joe Gaither 6 or listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon. We're going to have a lot of fun today talking Alabama and Vanderbilt. Oh, man, I really want to respect the Commodores, Mason Woods, but I'm starting to feel Ty Simpson. I'm starting to feel the Crimson Tide deep in my soul. All these clips of Ty Simpson in the locker room are seeping into my body, and so I'm starting to feel it as Alabama returns home for its SEC season opener, Bryant-Denny Stadium, 2:30 on ABC. College Game Day is going to be in town. You're going to be in town. Come see us right there in Bryant-Denny Stadium. If you want to say hello, you can reach out to us on the social media machines at Joe Gaither 6, at MA Woods _. We'll say hello to you on Saturday. You can find the show anywhere you get the podcast. You can call the show on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. We had a couple voicemailers yesterday asking for Mason Woods' deep apology. He gave you a deep apology, and I really want to shout out, let me go to that YouTube comment, because somebody really gave you a lot of credit, Mason. They said Mason had been saying all summer long that he hoped he was wrong. So they were giving you credit as well. Right there. This is... at Combs John 77. So John Combs, I'm guessing. In Mason's defense, I heard him say 100 times he hoped he was wrong about Ty Simpson, and I've never seen a guy more glad that he was. So
yeah, I'm very happy to be incorrect.
Absolutely. So we appreciate John for tuning into the show all summer long. Absolutely. We took I had a commenter. We had an older commenter, not older, but he's commented before about Ty Simpson. Let's see, Lucky Bull, was that it? Yeah. Lucky Bull, yesterday's show. Good show, guys. Just want to drop in and say I've never been more happy to be more wrong than I am about Ty Simpson. He's playing fantastic football. It's good to see this team play with some balls in the last few games. Absolutely. You're daggum right. So we're gonna have a lot of fun today talking about Alabama and Vanderbilt. You guys can chime in on the comment section or leave us a voicemail if you like. Mason Woods covering all things recruiting for us at BamaCentral.com. Right there, Missouri Tigers on SI. Vanderbilt Commodores as well on SI. We're going to have Joey Dwyer join us from Vanderbilt Commodores on SI tomorrow on the program. So if you're looking for a little more insight on the Commodores, you can tune in to tomorrow's show. Joey Dwyer is going to join us about 8:40 to 9:10, and we'll get him out of here so he can go to class. It's shocking to me that he is still in school. I think he's a sophomore. I think he's like still a child, but he's a great reporter.
Yes,
for them. So he's handling things on the Vanderbilt Commodore on SI site, and he'll join us tomorrow on the program. Today, we're going to talk about guest picker. Who's going to be the guest picker this weekend at College Game Day? We're going to talk about why Vanderbilt is gettable. Is this game going to be a blowout, or is it going to be close? Will Diego Pavia will it to be a close game in Bryant-Denny Stadium? I'm still kind of deciding how I'm feeling about this game. But
I've got a perfect tweet here that I think perfectly encapsulates how we both feel about this game. Okay. And it's either going to be this Saturday will either be Diego Pavia's magnum opus or Bama winning 70-0, and there is no in between.
I kind of think so.
Yeah.
I'm watching them against South Carolina, and South Carolina's messing up here and there, just like giving the game to Vanderbilt. It's basically they're not winning the game. Mm-hmm. Vanderbilt's not winning the game. It's South Carolina just flubbing all over itself at home, fumbling, and obviously in Lenore Sellers. Getting hurt is a big problem, so you don't need your starting quarterback to get hurt. But we'll talk about that today. We'll talk about my piece on BamaCentral.com. I wrote the cover today talking about Vanderbilt's old offensive line, comparing it to Florida State's old offensive line. So we're really going to talk about the Alabama defensive line, James Smith being out for a half for targeting. We're going to be talking about who's setting the edge, Justin Hill just a little bit, getting in the action against Georgia. Damani Jackson, how quick will your hook be if you don't want to play the run on Saturday? We're going to talk about a lot of these things on the program today. So with all that, follow Mason Woods at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine. Good morning, Mason. How we doing, sir?
Doing good this morning. Doing good. And, like I said, I continue to remain happy that I was incorrect about Ty Simpson. I love that. Love that from our friend Everett there.
You go ahead and read it.
Telling us that he will be at game day with a sign telling everybody they need to watch Bama Central, and I am in agreement. Everybody, if you are there, if you are going to be there, maybe throw a sign up that says "Tune into the Joe Gaither Show." Who knows? We'd love to see it. We'll shout you out on the show. But yeah, no, I'm doing good this morning. Ready to get into the Vanderbilt Commodores a little more. We spent some time talking about them yesterday. I think you have done a decent job in a little bit this morning, even before we started recording, convincing me of maybe them not being quite as scary as I thought they were. I feel pretty good right here on a Wednesday morning. I am in the camp that Alabama can win this game and should win this game pretty handily. But we will just have to see. We'll see if my opinion changes as we get a little deeper into the Commodores.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to hearing from Joey Dwyer tomorrow. But I've been looking a little bit of the Commodores over the last 2.5 days or so. I didn't get started on no bye week like I did with Georgia, so I was really ahead of the Georgia stuff. But yeah,
speaking of bye weeks, this is way off topic.
Go for it.
We can just throw it out there. Maybe we can get to it later. Chief Reed's going to get fired this week.
I don't know anything about that. I've seen just random tweets.
Now would be the time to do it. You're not firing a coach anytime other than the bye week.
I've seen random tweets, but I haven't put any 2 and 2s together. So help me put some signs together.
I don't really know that there's much more than just the ink, the breadcrumbs and the little bit. I'm scrolling, perusing the message boards yesterday, the Auburn message boards, and you're seeing a handful of folks jumping in. A lot of people asking about, is he going to get canned this week? I've heard that Hugh might be gone this week. Saw somebody say he was stepping down. I don't know.
He ain't stepping down. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you for certain he's not stepping down. But I don't know.
It's Wednesday. It's if you're gonna fire him,
happening today or tomorrow,
like today, like yesterday, really.
Yeah, should have. It's just interesting. Maybe something to keep our eyes on this week.
Well. And that would be very interesting. Obviously, Sam Pittman not even making it to Monday. See, that's how you do it.
Yeah,
it's Sunday morning. Saturday was unacceptable. You're gone and clear out your office all day today.
And I think I think all parties involved knew it was time. I don't think Sam Pittman, or I don't think he went out, beating his chest or anything, trying to keep his job.
Right, they
pretty happy.
They renegotiated the buyout because he was going to get a higher buyout, and I think he accepted a middle buyout from not the bottom but the middle. Because if the season kept losing, then I would fall below a winning percentage threshold and have a lower buyout. So I think he did them a favor, and you're going to get Bobby Petrino. Bobby Petrino is going to try to get that job. Look, Arkansas, do not hire him.
Don't do that. You got. There's so many other candidates out. You got Alex Golish, you got Summerall at Tulane, you got Rhett Lashley at SMU.
That's who they want.
There's just so many other better options out there.
That's who they want. Rhett Lashley, but
that's who Auburn wants too, supposedly. That's what the message boards want.
Isn't SMU a better job than Arkansas?
SMU is a better job than half the SEC.
It's a better job. Is it a better job than Auburn? It might be. Yes,
it easily is. You have more money.
A lot.
You have way less expectations. You don't. Your biggest two rivals aren't the two best teams in the country. Yeah, no. I have said it before on the show. This is not my original opinion, but I took this from someone. But I agree. Auburn is the worst job in the country. That is the worst job in the country. Your two biggest rivals are the biggest, baddest guys in the country, and you are expected to beat them consistently. That's the worst job in the country.
Yeah,
I don't know why anybody would take that job.
And exactly the last part of your statement is what is the kicker. You're expected to beat them. What?
You were expected to beat Alabama and Georgia consistently.
You can't give me every third year we get those guys. Yeah, we're doing good.
No. You gotta. They're expecting like 500 in those games. You know every year. You got to win one, lose one every year. Basically, is what they're expecting at worst.
Tough. It's gonna be tough this year.
Yeah, that's the worst job in the country. I don't know why anybody would take it.
So, Hugh Freeze money. He ain't stepping down. That buyout's gonna be real nice if that's the direction they're heading in.
I think they'll just hire DJ Durkin.
Right, promote and say, "Great, you can just take."
He's an Auburn man. They'll love all that. He'll say all the right stuff.
Arkansas is going to go after Rhett Lashley, but if I were Coach Lashley, I would be keeping my butt at SMU.
I will say the money thing. I didn't really think about it until just now. Arkansas kind of does have it like that, between Arkansas and between Walmart and Tyson Foods.
Yurichek is basically saying we weren't funding the program well enough.
I think that's because the results weren't there. I think Arkansas has the money. I think they just need to see some life before they give that
They're
money.
putting all that money in basketball.
That too.
They're putting that money in basketball in the football program. I was like, can we have some, please?
But the money might be. I don't know if it's the same, but it might be at least somewhat comparable between Auburn and Arkansas and SMU, just because of, like I said, the Walmart money and the Tyson Foods money at Arkansas. But Auburn just don't have it like that. You got Jimmy Rain, you got the Yellowwood money, but you don't have that SMU oil money.
You got to pivot.
You don't
Arkansas.
have those, multi-billion global corporation money.
You got to pivot Arkansas. Alex Golesh. Whoever hires Alex Golesh wins.
Just don't let it be Auburn. I think it's going to be Florida. I think Florida's going to go get him.
Yeah, because I think Lane's going to tease him. I think Lane's going to.
I don't think Lane's leaving.
Yeah, I think Lane's going to tease him and stay.
Yeah, I think Lane likes where he's at.
# transfer to the SIP. My son is a good high school football player in Oxford.
Yeah, he is. Lane is in a great spot.
People love me so much.
Yes,
I'm a cult hero.
Absolutely love him there. He has ridden that bus as far as he can possibly take it. He's turned Ole Miss into a consistent 9-10 win football team, and that's where you're going to get with Ole Miss.
As long as you can, as I can get LSU every other year.
Yeah, those people are happy.
Yeah, exactly. So we gonna party on the Grove. Lane Kiffin, he's our guy. Lane Train, we're on the train.
Yeah, nobody, at least from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like anybody there is pushing Lane like, we need you to win a natty this year. It's like, get us 10 wins, beat Mississippi State, beat Auburn, beat LSU. We'll be happy.
Whoever hires Alex Golesh wins.
Yeah, that will be that's your golden ticket to a national championship right there is Alex Golesh.
I don't want him in the SEC.
I don't either.
I think he is
that's a culture. He's a culture changer.
When I think of Alex Golesh, I think of curse words. Like, he is a mean SOB, and he's going to change whatever program he gets in. He's grabbing the reins, and we're all driving this way.
That's a big thing, though, is whatever program does take him is going to have to take their hands off and say, you got it, buddy.
Yeah.
And I don't know that, especially in the SEC, a lot of programs are willing to do that. I know they're not at Auburn.
In Florida, apparently, still has the old ball coach telling him what to do.
Definitely not willing to do that at Florida.
Yeah, he's going to have to say, sorry, you don't have an office here anymore, Coach Spurrier. We love you, but
I saw this week some people, just various coaching carousel discussions. People throwing out Eli Drinkowitz as a guy that could get promoted to a bigger job. I just don't see him leaving. It's the same thing as Lane. Like, he's got it made at Missouri. They love him there. He's turned them into maybe not a 10-win team consistently, but an 8, 9, 10, right in that range. He's got them competing for good bowl games every now and then. They might have you're sitting in week 10 and it's like Missouri's on the bubble for the playoff. Oh, I don't know why you'd give that up. I don't think you would.
We'll take you back to the midsummer when we're doing trap game conversations.
Oh, God. Yeah, I was talking a good friend of mine yesterday about that exact game, saying, hey, but I think we'll be okay against Vanderbilt. I wouldn't really watch that one as much as I'm being worried about Missouri. And he's like, oh, no. Yeah.
With Tennessee the week after. Yeah. Coach DeBoer, look, I know you beat Georgia on the road, but for me, the road game questions will be there the rest of the year until you get 2 or 3 in a row. Yep. 2 or 3 in a row, and you don't lay an egg on the road.
What is the record now? It's
3-6, right?
God. Till you get to 500 at least, I'm not buying anything.
Yeah. So, let's get into Vanderbilt just a little bit. Let's get into Vanderbilt. Let's go nice and cheesy, nice and easy, real quick. As College Game Day is coming to town, Everett Osborne's going to be there, as he commented, going to be waving his Bama Central sign. You guys can wave your Bama Central sign. We'd love that. I would definitely Appreciate that. And I don't really know what I would do for you, but I will figure something out to do for you. That's absolutely true. And so you're going to be out there, I think, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and probably gates open at 5 a.m. This sort, that, and the other. We're probably going to be dealing with the college game day people on Friday afternoon. So you'll be able to see us talk to some of the personalities on the Bama Central YouTube channel on Friday afternoon. Who do you think they're going to have as the guest picker?
I saw people throwing Julio out there. I think Julio's pretty content just doing his own thing and not being on TV anymore.
If you throw Julio out there, you got to give him 20 seconds to say, come buy a car at Julio Jones Kia.
Yeah. And maybe he does more media than I have seen, but
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen his face since he retired from the NFL. So I think he's pretty content, with his many, many millions of dollars and his probably beautiful family sitting at home.
They're going to go Theo Vaughn, aren't they? Vanderbilt connection.
Yeah. I don't know. He's having a weird week. I don't want to get into anything, but bombed at a show and then had some very interesting words afterwards.
Just trying to stay alive or something.
Having a strange, seemingly mental health crisis, Theo. So maybe they'll stay away from him.
Theo, we're hoping to stay alive as well.
Look at Jay Cutler.
Hey,
smoking Jay.
I'll be there with my Bears jersey. Will you give me an autograph, Jay?
Maybe Jay Cutler. Maybe they've done Nate Bargatze before, haven't they, for Vanderbilt?
Yes.
Yeah. So he will. Maybe they do maybe they double dip there and bring him back again. I don't know who you're getting for Bama. Because I don't really. They're
gonna go right back to the well, Joe Namath.
That'd be good. Yeah.
They've done Joe a couple different times.
You know who they need? I need to see Jake Coker on my TV.
That'd be great. That would be awesome.
I'd love to see him.
Anybody with these Vanderbilt memories? Anybody with a Vanderbilt memory? I mean, most of my Vanderbilt memories are just like a lot to a little, right? My other main Vanderbilt memory is Tua Tagovailoa spinning around and throwing it like basically blind to Jerry Jeudy. But both those guys are busy. Both those guys are definitely busy this coming week. Are the Dolphins off? Probably not. Obviously, they played on Monday night. Let's see. I know it's a big bye week. The bye week start this week for the NFL. Dolphins are playing the Panthers on Sunday, so he's going to be busy. And Browns are playing on Sunday as well, so Jerry Jeudy's going to be busy. You can get the defensive lineman that we highlighted. Alabama, you're next. Whatever your name was. So you can bring him on.
Struggle with this one. Nife Leao.
Perfect. I think you did great. Nife Leao. Just let Nick Saban just get some of his buddies up there.
Let's just get what about
Mark
some old coaches or something. Let's get an old Bama coach. What are some of the
Joe Pendry? Bring me Joe Pendry, offensive line coach. Offensive line coach. That'd be great.
I don't know who they're going to get. It'll Cedric. Be an athlete, I'm sure.
Bring Cedric. That'd
be
up
great.
There.
He still comes into Home Depot. Every now I see him. Pretty much every Monday I'm there. He's in there getting something.
You say hello?
Yeah, most of the time.
There you go.
If it situation presents itself.
Sure. Coach Saban may not want Cedric up there because he may end up getting a bad story told.
He might. Man, yeah. I think it's going to be an athlete.
Oh, you know what you need to do? You can get.
Coach.
Isn't Will Muschamp not? Will Muschamp doesn't have a job right now, right? Will Muschamp. He's not with Georgia.
Case, yeah.
He's not with Georgia anymore, right?
Was he coaching high school? Did I make that up?
Okay, currently defensive analyst for Georgia is what this says on the Wikipedia, but I don't know if that's true or not. His son plays for Vanderbilt. His son is a freshman at Vanderbilt and spent time with Coach Saban's staff, LSU, all over the place. That would be a move right there. But then you're not going to put the father in that position to pick against the son's team.
The video of him, I don't even know what game it is. It's from when he was on the LSU staff with Saban, and he's going up to the whiteboard. You do this, and if you do, your job. And he just punches a hole through the whiteboard, and it's incredible. Pops up in my feed, 1, 2, 3 times a season. I love it every time I see it. That's the fire that we need.
I think Julio would be a good pick if you can convince him.
I just don't know if you can get Julio to do it. They
got LeVar Arrington last week for Penn State, so maybe you can.
That's true. What about, AJ McCarron's always out there doing stuff. I'm sure he'd be happy. He'd be happy to get up there and do it.
AJ and Trent.
What's Blake Sims doing these days?
They can talk about their podcast.
Yeah, there we go. You can get both of them. That'd be good.
They can,
can't have Mark Ingram, I guess, because he's doing the Big Noon thing.
Right. You get AJ and Trent, and you'll ask them to tell Coach Saban's story, and Coach will be no.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd love to see Jake Coker. That's a bit of an odd pull that maybe not everyone. I mean, Alabama fans obviously would know him, but the general public might not really know who he is as much. But he was awesome. I love Jake Coker. It was an electric year.
Would the children in the crowd, would the students in the crowd know Jake Coker?
Some of them.
I'm a college freshman from New York,
I think
from California, from Chicago,
fans,
from Texas.
The football fans would, yes, but the ones that just came here because it's the big school and like they just no. But the ones that are fans would know him, and that's probably why they won't pick Jay Coker, unfortunately.
Pat McAfee coming to town. Are you going to go watch Pat McAfee on Friday?
Maybe CJ Mosley. He retired
CJ
last year.
Be great.
That'd be
right.
great. I'd love to see that. Another guy though that doesn't really get in the media much.
So that'll be an interesting thing. That'll be really the only reason why I will be trying to watch College Game Day is to figure out who the guest speaker, who they announce.
We've been covering Coach Saban for the Bama Central website, which you can go read all of our stuff about. The various happenings of Coach Saban over the last month or so that we've been kind of adding this section, and now I am watching Game Day every Saturday basically. And man, that show is just a shell of what it used to be.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, it's just not. I hate it. It upsets me to watch how bad it's become.
Well, there's going to be a big game on Saturday. Alabama's taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores, looking for revenge against the Commodores, which is wild to think about, wild to say. Alabama currently a 10.5-point favorite, 2:30 on ABC. I've been watching a little bit of Vanderbilt. I watched Vanderbilt, South Carolina, a little bit of that. I watched Vanderbilt, Charleston Southern. I'm going to keep watching Vanderbilt, but I'm starting to get a little suspicious here of this line, and I'm starting to get a little suspicious here of the competitiveness of the Commodores, specifically on Vanderbilt's defense. Now, look, I think all of the focus, and rightfully so, is on Diego Pavia, is on Tim Beck's offense, and can you stop?
I'm scared of Cedric Alexander.
Cedric Alexander, he's a bad dude. That's a real SEC running back. That is not your mama's Vanderbilt running back. That's a real SEC running back who's going to be playing on Sundays.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to be keeping it. Like, will they be able to keep up with Alabama's offense? Because Alabama, Katie Windham wrote about it yesterday, number 1 in the country in turnover margin, no interceptions. I don't even think a penalty. I don't even think a fumble.
I don't think so.
Off the top of my head, and so the offense has been perfect so far in taking care of the football, ending every drive and a kick. So the offense, and you watch South Carolina. They're ripping up Vanderbilt. It's just, I snapped the ball through Lenore Sellers' legs. I have a pre-snap penalty. Lenore Sellers gets got on his own blitz and throws an interception. You got South Carolina basically imploding and not being able to, and then you turn the ball over to Vanderbilt, and it's Vanderbilt's methodical offense. Boom, 6 yards. Boom, 4 yards. Boom, 6 yards. 3rd and 9, we'll make something happen for 12 yards. It'll be Diego Pavia time, and he'll just make something happen, and he will. He's going to underthrow a ball, and you got called for pass interference for the defensive, defensive back holding a little bit. I don't know about Vanderbilt keeping up with Alabama offensively. You're going to get – if Kane Womack can generate 3 stops, this game is basically going to be a wrap.
I think that you're correct. I don't foresee Vanderbilt being able to stop Alabama's offense. I think we do have a situation where, kind of like you just said, we could find ourselves in maybe a bit of a shootout type game where Alabama – you just need 1 or 2 stops and then you win. I wouldn't be all that shocked by that kind of game. This ended up being like a 42-35 type thing, and Alabama just gets the stop that they need, and Vanderbilt can't quite score enough points.
You look at Vanderbilt's defense, they are 21st in the country in defense, in total defense, only allowing 278 yards a game. But then you flip and you look at their opponents, and they're like, well, they barely play. They play two Power 4 teams. and one of them already fired their coach, Virginia Tech. They played one SEC, and yes, a road win in the SEC is good. Big old gold star. I want to give you your gold star, Vanderbilt, for that. You earned it. But
it's not like a shiny gold star, though. It's that fake, it looks like yellow. They don't get the real gold because Lenores didn't play.
Where do you think Alabama is in total defense? If Vanderbilt is 21st, giving up 278.8, I know you're not looking at it, so this is a fun conversation. Where do you think Alabama is in total defense? Number one total defense in the country, Missouri Tigers, giving up 203 yards a game.
Alabama is in the 80s.
Mason, you've been watching the team. Come on now.
Where are they at?
19.
That's way better than I thought.
Exactly. 19 in the country. 4 games, obviously. 4 games played. Total defense. They've been so they're better than Vanderbilt at 274 yards a game. You're 4.8 yards better than Vanderbilt with playing Florida State and Georgia. Where do you think Florida State is in total offense in the country?
I don't know.
Number 1.
Are they still after that?
Yes, number 1 in total offense. You go according to the NCAA.com. Let me scroll and double check. I was writing this morning. Yeah, Florida State 4 games played, 600 yards a game. Number 1. You played the number 1 offense. You have
Now I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, go ahead.
They did play Little Sisters of the Poor, week 2 and 3, and paying 70 on both of them. So it's maybe a little bit exaggerated, that 600 yards a game. We've maybe got 2 outlier performances.
Little Sister of the Poor in the first week too of Alabama's defense. Sure. Alabama's quitting defense. If you're not playing hard, then But no, I'm with you. Yes, there's some skewing. Yes. The numbers are skewing here, but Florida State, good offense.
Team. Yeah, good team.
Where's Georgia? Georgia, number 38 in total offense, averaging 442 a game. And so you've seen 2 top 40 offenses. Obviously, I'm not even going to look for Wisconsin, and I'm not looking for ULM. Bad football teams.
Both very, very bad.
Right. So you've got a defense who's played 2 quality offenses, and you're still sitting here at 19th in total defense. Now, you get the outlier performance messing with it with ULM and Wisconsin. Wisconsin didn't threaten you for anything. Didn't threaten anything. No. Didn't raise any hairs on your arms. Vanderbilt does, for sure. But I think this Alabama team, after 4 games, is in a lot better. Like after that first week, oh my gosh, sky's falling, doom and gloom. The town's on fire. Everybody. Why are we even playing this game? Yeah. But you have 4 weeks, 5 weeks later. I think that this team is still has all the makeup, has all the bones that we were talking about in the summer.
Yeah.
And I agree. And I wonder if Vanderbilt's first little bit of the season is a bit of tricks.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yes. And so, of course, we respect Diego Pavia. And I think, if you don't respect Diego Pavia, you're a fool. You don't watch football or you don't know football. But
I do respect Diego Pavia. Let me get out and say that. However, people are getting a bit ridiculous about Diego Pavia. He's not that good of a quarterback, folks. He's okay.
Protects the ball pretty well.
He's just a dog.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Haynes King at Georgia Tech. Not that good of a quarterback, but just a dog.
It's Tim Beck is who it is.
Yes. You watch Diego, he underthrows a lot of balls. Doesn't have a real big arm, but he's just a dog. He plays hard and he makes plays when he absolutely needs to. And that is why I think, I saw him jump up in the Heisman odds. And it's there's not a chance in hell he's winning the Heisman. He's not that good.
It's Tim Beck is who it is. Tim Beck being a wizard, I'll keep you off balance. I've got all these, all the things that we saw Ryan Grubb last week. Basically, wow, look at this creativity. Look at how he's moving the football. Look at how he's moving people's eyes on the defensive side, getting them out of position.
He does that exceptionally.
Right. Exactly. And so we heard from LT Overton yesterday, and LT was essentially we just have to keep our eyes in the right place. And you didn't last year. Jumping gaps, skipping gaps, and you allowed yourself to get pushed all around. And I don't know if the defense found themselves down 14-0 and thought, oh yeah, we can dig back in this game based on what Alabama was doing on offense. at that point. We've talked about Alabama being a front runner under Coach DeBoer, and I still think that that's the case. Look, Alabama was in front of Georgia, and I still think that was the case. So I'm wondering just how this game is going to play out if you get good stops. If you get a stop on the first drive, if you get a stop, I mean, you kick the ball to Georgia, you make them go 3 and out, and you march down the field. Against South Carolina, Vanderbilt, 9-10 plays, boom, in the end zone. We're up 7-0.
9 plays at first drive.
I'm not sweating as much as I was on Saturday night after the game, thinking, well, now we've got Vanderbilt. This is going to be hell.
Yeah, I mean, their win over South Carolina looks a lot more impressive than it really, really was when you kind of dig into it a bit. Obviously, we mentioned Norris going down. He went out right before halftime, so you played the entire second half with a backup quarterback. And in the second half, South Carolina went punt, turnover on downs, fumble, interception to end the game. So, they were operating at 30% with a backup quarterback. And I think if, with Norris in the game, they drove right down the field and scored in the first quarter. Then they almost, drove right down the field again. He threw a bad interception, but, you can bounce back from that. I think South Carolina was in that game. It would have been a close game had Norris played the entire time, I believe. But that just threw a wrench into everything South Carolina wanted to do. And then, God love the kid. Backup just... He just got thrown into the fire there, and you played poorly. It is what it is. You did your best, buddy. I don't believe that is that 31-7 does not truly indicate the skill or the prowess of those two teams. I don't think Vanderbilt is 31-7 better than South Carolina.
And I think this Alabama offense is top tier, top
tier.
3
in the country, probably
amazing,
if not top 1.
Yeah, and we've talked about the struggles running the football, which is there for sure.
But if you're as creative as Alabama is,
right, and I think that Vanderbilt is gettable on the ground, and so you will be creative. Ryan Grubb's not going to not be creative, but I think there's an opportunity to just, hey, we can run duo, we can run a little inside zone.
We can take a breath for a minute, just hand it off.
Yeah, right.
You let your brain take a breath, take it easy for a minute. We're not going to have 8 different motions. Ty's not going to be calling stuff at the line, whatever. Just turn around. Let's play some man football.
Let's out physical them.
Yeah.
This is a chance to get after it and out physical them.
Do we think we continue to see more offensive line rotation this week?
Yes. There's no reason for me not to think that at this point, which is nuts.
It's crazy.
We asked about it, and we're just still looking for the best 5. We're still looking for the right group.
I really felt like, or at least thought, and then they changed it again on me, but thought they had found it in Athens. When they threw Wilkin, what was it? Wilkin right guard, Michael Carroll right tackle, and William Sanders at left guard, and then obviously Brailsford and Proctor. I thought that was your group. They looked pretty dang good. And then 2 drives later,
mix it up again.
And I don't know what to think.
They're just.
And maybe that's in their head. This is our advantage against the defense. Hey, let's shift everybody around up front so you have no idea who you're really facing drive to drive, and you can't get in a rhythm against the one guy or something. But it just goes against every bit of classic football knowledge that I have.
Exactly, and so that's what every time a new drive comes out and it's a new combination, I'm like, what? and so far through the year, it has worked. Now these don't even work at all. So far through the year, it has worked. Obviously, the Florida State game is the improvement of the team through 4 exactly is absolutely absurd. And so I think that Vanderbilt. I mean, I asked Pavia in the summer, do you think you're giving away your advantage by talking so much? Georgia, Texas, and Alabama don't have to fly under the radar. Why should we? And yes, there's something to be said about that. But can he come to Tuscaloosa and be perfect? Can he come to Tuscaloosa and basically keep the offense off the field? Vanderbilt, Alabama 2024, because look at this time of possession and look at these drive charts. I mean, they ended up touchdown, field goal. All right, punt. But punt, 6 plays, 33 yards. We took 90 seconds off. Ended the half essentially. Didn't let you in because your next play, you had one play, 3 seconds, halftime. All right, punt, 9-play drive, punt, 5:46. We've eaten clock. Touchdown, field goal, touchdown, end of game, 7-play, 54 yards, 2:44 off the clock.
You have to force some 3 and outs.
Right. So they held the ball 42 stinking minutes up in Nashville. 42 minutes up in that. Like, can you come to Tuscaloosa and do that? Can you go 12 of 18 on third down again? Can you go to and add the fourth down? Can you go 13 of 19 on third and fourth down again against Alabama's defense? Maybe. Like, maybe.
Yeah. But I don't think so.
Right. What's the math? The math says that's super unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
And this
especially when this team has already seen what you did last season
and got to play Florida State.
Yes, like it is. You no longer have the element of surprise on this Alabama team.
Right. You got to play Florida State, who does similar stuff. And yeah, Florida State rips you apart. And
I saw an Auburn fan throw out Gus to come back. Man, that made me laugh so hard.
You should. Just bring him back. You'll beat Alabama 3 times in 8 years, and like, be happy with that.
They should be. But anyway, they do the same thing. Alabama has already seen this offense once this year. It gave them fits. Don't get me wrong.
You got Tim Keenan back,
but you got Tim Keenan back. Your defense is playing remarkably better than it was in that week 1. There's
the switch got flipped on.
Like
Bray Hubbard has like lost his mind.
Yeah.
Bray Hubbard is like Super Saiyan, channeling his,
man. Yeah, I just feel way better. I don't really know how to, it's hard to exactly put it into words, but I'm pretty confident about this game. I really think Alabama is going to show Vanderbilt how you play SEC football. Not that Vandy's a bad team, but it's just you're not there yet.
Yeah, I think especially defensively for Vanderbilt.
Go back to your room, little brother.
Right. Not very physical up front. And you're passing. Like, I hate to make this about Jalen Milroe, but your passing offense is light years ahead of what it was last year.
Yes.
Like, is your rushing offense about the same or worse? Yeah,
sure.
It could be. And you don't have, like, you can't just sit here and be like, Ty Simpson, we want you to run 50 times and just out athlete them like Jalen Milroe could. Like, that was a certain skill set for sure. But your passing offense is light years better than last year.
You can just run. You can run your concepts. Like, you just we talked about it yesterday. The ability of Ty to sit there and go read to 1 to 2 to 3. You just did not have any of that last year. You can actually run those passing plays that take a second to develop, where he has to read people. Yeah, it is night and day. I think what you gain in that is far greater than the slight advantage you had in running the ball last season. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. So I'm wondering about this 10.5. I think that Alabama is going to win, but I'm wondering about this 10.5, and I kind of am starting to feel like if you're a gambler, you're going to be playing the Alabama side of this.
Interested to see if it shifts at all this week.
Well, it started like at 13 or 12, and immediately dropped down to 10.5. What do you think about James Smith being out? First, I don't even think we talked about. Did we talk about the targeting yesterday?
A little bit. Ridiculous.
Yesterday was a weird day for me.
Ridiculous targeting call. Once again, I just hate it. I think I said this yesterday. There's got to be some way to distinguish the two very different types of targeting, where it is an intentional effort by a player to hurt a guy, and then is a, whatever snap moment where it's just like bang, bang, it happened. I couldn't get my head out of the way, and I hit the guy. Well, whatever. I'm not that. I mean, my concern is like a 6 out of 10 on that, maybe. And he'll be back in the second half, and he'll be fresh in the second half. So I think, you almost have a bit of an advantage there, where Vanderbilt can get used to.
We did talk about it. We talked about a cage. We talked about unlocking him. That's right.
Yeah. Or Vandy can kind of get used to not seeing him, and then you send him out there with fresh legs in the third quarter, and, maybe he goes crazy. I feel okay about that. I'm not super worried.
Yeah, LT was pretty complimentary. Yes, I only have 1 ear right here. LT was pretty complimentary of Edric Hill yesterday. And
Edric Hill played well.
He said TK. He said, "Oh, TK, he ate up a bunch of double teams. I made a lot more plays against Georgia this past week because Tim Keenan was out there."
That's huge.
Yeah. So, take you to the last series in the Georgia game. And, we talked about Damani yesterday. Are you concerned? And I said, no, not really, especially not in coverage. But okay, you can talk about physicality in the run game. Last series of the game, Dijon Lee said, "I'll play the run." How could do we see Dijon Lee like?
I think you see him just sprinkled throughout this game.
Right.
Yeah.
You think about Dijon Lee and his like playing time path and trajectory.
Mhm.
It's we're going to throw you out there against Florida State because we think you're ready. Boom, burn, squirrel white, 40 yards over your head, dropped on your head.
Yeah. Hey, 18-year-old, go guard this fourth year. Whatever.
Right. And so you kind of put him in a bad situation, but you did it because you believed in him. And so, all right,
you earned that,
and maybe you're not quite ready.
Yeah.
We're going to hold you out for 3 games, basically. I mean, he played some, but
has been used very sporadically throughout the last 3 games.
And then we throw him out there against Georgia just to
thumper.
Right. And I'm going to blow this block up and end this play, and y'all are going to punt it back to us, and our offense will take care of the rest, running the rest of this clock out. I wonder, Damani, if you got to come watch on the sidelines for a little bit, if some of these runs out to the edge are not getting handled effectively. I do think that Vanderbilt's wide receivers are better than they were last year, and they're using Martell Height on both sides of the ball. But
they're no Zachariah Branch.
No, not at all.
They're no Squirrel White even.
No.
I think you have an opportunity this game to be able to say, like, all right, we can throw the guy out there that maybe isn't quite as skilled in coverage, but we know he's going to handle the run game, because you're not as worried about one of those Vanderbilt wide receivers beating you over the top as you were last week or even other weeks leading up to this game.
Athletically, no, you're really not.
You can throw Dijon Lee out there and say, hey, buddy, even if you get burned, it's all right, because it's probably not going to happen anyway. Because he's a hitter, thumper. He's not afraid to get his head in there. So
I'm feeling more confident about this Vanderbilt. I think the matchup is Alabama's defense, Kane Womack against Tim Beck against Diego Pavia and Tim Beck.
Card. I have that note card ready.
Hey, just honestly, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
And you're not stupid. That's not what I'm trying to say here.
No, I'm with you, though.
It's just the acronym there.
No,
keep it simple,
I
coach.
understand what you're saying.
Keep it simple. And I know you want to call these run game disruptors, these run bullets, and I get that. Like, and you're the defense coordinator, you know more than I do. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I'm accepting that. But I think in a game like this, can we not just keep it simple so that, hey, I got 4, 3, 5 concepts that I've got to know, and I know exactly where my eyes need to go on all 5 of these concepts. And we're calling concept number 1. My eyes go right here. I'm going to it as fast as possible. And so I wonder if you can just keep things very simple this week. And hey, guys, just go hit somebody. Just go wreck them.
I mean, that also adds like an extra layer of, I don't really, just another, adds a little more to the win when you're able to win in that fashion, and you're not having to be like, ooh, our coach out-schemed you. It's like, no, we just played physical football and beat you on the field. Us, not our coach sitting up in the press box, making, dialing up things like a puppet master. It was just, we lined up and played the damn game.
All right, so let me hit this ad read real quick, and we'll come back and hit 1.5 more topics on the day. We want to remind you that we are live in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios right here off of McFarland Boulevard. Call Derek for all of your insurance needs, 205-758-3391. Home, life, auto insurance needs. You can call him, get you a quote today. The quotes are free, and it won't take you very long. I know he just brought in a new employee. Bobby Chambliss has joined the team. You got Red and Bobby upstairs right now ready to take your phone call. Free auto insurance quote, home, life insurance quote. You can make the decision with your family after you get the information that you need, but they can save you a lot of money, give you local coverage, give you local people that you can call that are in the area with a local number, not a 1-800 number. It's 205-758-3391. Call and see how much Derek can save you today. All right, Mason Woods, the biggest issue in this game to me, everybody's looking at Diego Pavia, and they're right. But I wrote about it for BamaCentral.com's cover this morning. The offensive line for Vanderbilt comes in with, what was the final number that I tallied? Oh, goodness gracious, where is it? As 145 collective appearances across their time in college football. You have Isaiah Glass, Cade McConnell, Jordan White, Chase Mitchell, and Bryce Henderson. 2 sixth-year guys, 1 fifth-year guy, and 1 redshirt junior. Transfers in from Oklahoma State and Arizona State, Isaiah Glass.
Yep.
Minnesota transfers in Cade McConnell. Now, he's played at Vanderbilt as well, so this is his second year at Vanderbilt, I believe. Jordan White transfers in from Liberty by way of West Virginia. Chase Mitchell transfers in from Liberty, and Bryce Henderson transfers in from South Dakota. I think this is the biggest issue, the biggest area of concern for me as you have the Tim Beck versus Kane Womack chess match is Edric Hill, London Simmons, Saiafaga, is Jordan Renaud, not necessarily as much with Jordan and Edric Hill, but these young guys going up against old men. I just saw a graphic, Diego Pavia's age, 24, and I saw Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix, all in the NFL, old men in the NFL already. And so I just wonder if the age and experience factor, what that's going to play. And when you watch Vanderbilt the rest of the day, because I know that's what you're going to do as you write your recruiting pieces for all 4 of our websites, Vanderbilt does something very unusual. They don't play left tackle, right tackle. They don't play left guard, right guard. It's quick tackle, quick guard. It's strong tackle, strong guard, and they're flipping right and left throughout the game. And so LT Overton, you're not going up against the same tackle the whole day. Yanzi Pierre, you're not going up against the same tackle the whole day. Edric Hill, vice versa. You get what I'm saying? We're flipping the formation based on what the play is and what the strength of the play is, this, that, and the other. I find that very, very interesting. And I wonder if that's going to give Coach Womack a tell.
You would think so.
Right?
I mean, seemingly.
So I wonder if that's going to give you a tell to kind of play off of. I'm very interested to hear what Jay has to say about that tomorrow. But I just want to get your thoughts on this offensive line, vastly experienced, averaging. Oh man, this article is full of numbers. So averaging 220 Vanderbilt 223 yards per game on offense, 18th nationally rushing offense. Their total offense is like at 14, right? Yeah, 494 yards total offense. They've given up 3 sacks in 5 games.
Were all 3 of those sacks against South Carolina?
Oh, let's see.
That's what I'd like to know.
Let's see.
It's interesting that
South Carolina got 1.
Okay, all right. Well, that doesn't. The point I was going to try to make there doesn't really stand as much. That's certainly an issue. I mean, for Alabama facing off against guys that just have that much experience at college football or in college football, and it's very interesting the quick guard, strong guard thing, the shifting guys back and forth, because kind of like we were saying with Alabama, it goes against like every bit of traditional football knowledge you have, where as an offense, your job is to basically look the same to the defense every time, but then do different stuff out of it. And the defense is kind of the same thing. It's like you're supposed to look one way and then trick the offense. But if you're moving guys around like that based on the play, based on what you're going to run, there is inherently going to be a tell within your offense that, hey, if this guy lines up here, this is what they're doing. So I don't know. That's very interesting. It just feels like, I don't know. It is going to sound like super mean, but it feels like a very high school thing to do. Feels like a very high school football thing to do, where it's like you would do that if you knew that, hey, we just have better athletes than the other team. I don't know that that's going to fly here necessarily. It's worked for them this far, I guess, but I don't think that's going to work out too well in Tuscaloosa.
Utah State, South Carolina, and Charleston Southern all came up with 1 sack apiece. Virginia Tech, no sacks.
Yeah,
you stink.
Yeah, that's a bad.
Georgia State, no sacks.
Bad program in a bad way. I think Alabama can get 2. James Smith will get him a nice, late third quarter, about a 12-yard sack. Pavia will be scrambling around back there trying to make something happen.
You're dang right.
I can see it now, and I'm sure we'll find another one somewhere. I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe you send one of those safeties in. I'd love to see Bray Hubbard get a sack.
Can you turn over Vanderbilt? Vanderbilt 4 turnovers this year.
I think you definitely can.
That's
I think
your
Pavia
mark right
Pavia. I feel pretty confident that he will. He's going to throw you a pick.
Yeah,
he's going to throw you a pick once a game. And like that's part of the reason why I was saying what I was saying earlier about him is like he's not that great of a quarterback. He's just a dog. Like he just makes, he makes these highlight plays that you see on your Twitter feed. And then you think, oh my God, Diego Pavia is awesome. You watch him play and like, it's not super high level quarterback play. He throws picks. He underthrows guys. He misses guys. He's a good enough passer. He's not an elite passer. I think Diego Pavia will definitely throw a pick, and I think it'll probably be Bray Hubbard's.
3 interceptions already this year and one fumble. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. I'm really going to be curious to see about Tim Beck against Kane Womack, how this kind of chess match goes, and if the Alabama defense just rises up and says, well, you're not pulling this mess that you did on us last year.
I really think that is such a big factor here. The no longer, being little old Vanderbilt that kind of shocked the world. You are 5-0 Vanderbilt that's ranked, and we've all been watching you all year. We heard what Diego Pavia said this offseason. We know all about you, Vanderbilt. I just really think that's going to be a massive, massive factor in this game.
Well, we will find out. Mason Woods, you got any other thoughts on the day? My other like random small thought is, will the Alabama faithful be on tilt right off the bat?
So. Yeah, I think they will.
They're going to treat this like, oh, it's Tennessee coming in town.
I think so. I think
y'all embarrassed us last year. We're going to do our part.
Those fans that we have talked about, the ones that sit on their hands and things, they're really upset that Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. They did not, they came into last year's Vanderbilt game. You and I did not. We knew Vanderbilt was a strong team coming in. We were a little concerned about it. Didn't think we'd lose, obviously, but we respected the Commodores a bit last season. The people that are, those fans, they thought you just lost to the worst team in the country. Right. And it's like, there was some nuance to that game. Vanderbilt's not a terrible football team. That was the best team they'd had in years. A lot of that, all these things. So yeah, they'll be mad.
Well, we will find out. We'll talk about it a lot more tomorrow with Joey Dwyer, Vanderbilt Commodores on SI. Is going to join us tomorrow to give us a Vanderbilt perspective. Yeah, go ahead.
I do have one thing. Just shout out Jet Tamala, Alabama 2026 quarterback commit. I'm going to read you off a stat line here, and you just tell me if you think this is good or not. Over the last 4 games, 1,126 yards, 79% completion, 20 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown just for good measure. No picks. Is that good? I think that's pretty good.
80% completion.
I think that's pretty good. And mind you, that's all in the first half.
Yeah, he
gets taken out at halftime every game. They've won the last 3 of their games. They've scored 70 points.
Little Gatorade at halftime. Little Gatorade juice box.
Some cantaloupe slices or something.
That's right.
Yeah, get him a snack. Yeah, that's pretty dang good.
Jet Tamala, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing what you do when you come to Tuscaloosa in the very near future. Man, yes, I do think that is good. I want to make that clear. Yes, I think that is highly impressive. So we're looking forward to seeing how the Alabama quarterback room develops. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, okay, there you go. For the first time this whole year,
yes,
I saw. We talked about just really briefly yesterday who might be drafting Ty Simpson in the first round. For the first time, I saw Ty Simpson's name in a mock draft in the first round, and they've got him with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I like that. I think he would like that. I think they would like that.
I think they would all like that. Yes.
Now, admittedly, the Steelers are in a little bit of a weird place where, like, it's kind of getting stale with Mike Tomlin.
A little, sure, but we can freshen things up with Ty Simpson.
But I mean, I still, he's still one of the better coaches in the NFL. Obviously Super Bowl champion. That'd be a great place for Ty. That'd be a great landing spot.
They've been in quarterback like weirdness since Roethlisberger. Yep. If they were able to find their way out of quarterback purgatory with a guy like Ty Simpson, I think that's pretty good.
I think you'd feel pretty good about that.
Kenny Pickett, Kenny Smallhands, who was not
Kenny
very
Two
good.
Gloves.
Right. And then now they've got Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Oldman.
Yep. They threw Duck. I remember Duck Hodges being out there for a little bit.
Oh
They've
my
had
gosh.
some doozies at quarterback the last 6 years, 7 years or so.
Who's the guy who got in the fight with Myles Garrett? Who said
Mason Rudolph?
That's right.
He's still on the team. I think he's a backup. He was on the Titans last year.
Nope.
Terrible football player. I would love to see that. What was it? 18?
16. 16.
That feels probably about where the Steelers would be picking this season.
Yeah.
They're probably going to finish 9-8, 10-7, somewhere right around there. I would like to see him land there.
That would be good for him, and that would be good for the Steelers, I think.
Yes. I wouldn't be all that shocked if by the end of the season he's getting taken a lot higher, though.
I agree. You're looking at other quarterbacks taken in this mock draft. Dante Moore, number 1 by the New Orleans Saints. New York Jets are projected Fernando Mendoza. They keep going. The North Sellers to the Cleveland Browns. They need more quarterbacks, right?
No way.
Right.
Oh, they're starting Dylan Gabriel this week.
I saw that. So Ty Simpson's the final quarterback in this mock draft at 16 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. LT Overton also in this mock draft. Guess where? At 30. Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Crimson Tide projected to get the LT Overton at 30. Now all this is going to change. This is going to change like 20,000 more times. But
I would cry.
Just fun to.
I'd love it for LT. It'd be awesome for him.
Right.
Boy, it would suck for the rest of the league.
Yes,
I'm so sick of the Eagles. Ugh.
Can y'all draft somebody from South Dakota State?
It's like not even that. It's just, can the rest of the NFL stop colluding to let them get this good? Why are we allowing them to do this? Why did no one draft? 31 of you sat there and let Jahad Campbell fall to the freaking Super Bowl champions, and now he's playing like Defensive Rookie of the Year.
He's an alien out there.
Golly.
He's like, do you want me to be a pass rusher and be Micah Parsons? I can do it. Do you want me to be Luke Kuechly as an inside line? I can do it.
I hate them.
Nuts.
They have very quickly reached Chiefs level of hate for me.
Yeah, so maybe the Eagles can draft somebody from Tarleton State.
Something. Yeah, golly.
Take a risk, maybe.
Can Roger just take their first round pick away? Good Lord. Be like, hey, look, we'll let you keep the tush push. No more first round picks.
You get X amount of tush pushes per year equals a first round pick.
There we go.
Did you see the wrinkle off the tush push this week?
I did. And I think it should be illegal.
Y'all want to load up?
It should be against the rules.
Y'all want to load up in the inside? We'll just hand it to Saquon Barkley and let Joe get a million fantasy.
That's Bush League. Bush League. That's soft football. If you're going to line up in the tush push, run it like a man. Either line up and run it or don't line up at all.
Now you got to have 2 safeties ready to go sprint out.
So lame. It's all right. The NFL will ban the tush push this year. We all know what's happening.
As long as they don't false start anymore.
They do every time.
They didn't this past week. They said, "Oh, y'all caught us on the social medias. We'll back our offensive lineman up
just for this week. They'll do it again next week. They'll all be in the neutral zone."
Reuben Bain, who I want the Bears to draft,
Tennessee Titan right there,
projected at 4 to the Carolina Panthers. This guy's got y'all taking Jordan Tyson, wide receiver from Arizona State.
That'd be all right too.
Be okay. Give me some beef.
I'd much rather have a premium edge rusher.
Right?
Yeah.
Get some beef. Get some defense.
It's in my for me, where the Titans are right now, you are in a spot where it's either like, hey, let's really buckle down and try to make this thing happen. Let's keep our key pieces and build around. Or it's like, all right, trade Jeffrey Simmons, load up on draft picks, and go from there. I think if you draft Reuben Bain, you keep Jeffrey Simmons around. You got him, Tavondre Sweat, and Reuben Bain all other defensive front. You got one of the best front sevens in the league, probably. But if that does not happen, then unfortunately the other situation presents itself where you probably do just say, all right, sorry, Jeffrey, go win you a Super Bowl somewhere, trade you to the Eagles.
Right. Well, that's how you get the first round pick away from him. He's got a guy, he's got the Bears taking Keldrick Falk from Auburn, which I would be very happy with. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see this change about 20,000 more times. We're not locked into this single mock draft here in October.
Did they have the Titans picking 1-1?
4. They had you picking up.
Right,
no, 3. They're going Saints, Jets, Titans,
Who
Panthers.
They have the Saints taking at 1?
Dante Moore.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you said that. Yes, of course. Yep. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. So
is the hype on him getting a little ridiculous?
Yes.
I mean, he's good, but folks, it's been 5 games.
I'd rather take Mendoza.
I think Mendoza's your QB1 in this class.
Right. I'd rather
he's good.
That, and he's working there's something about your offense isn't exactly perfect. I'm making things work.
Yeah.
Like I'm not Mac Jones throwing to I'm not Tua Tagovailoa throwing to 5 first-round picks, handing the ball off to 2 first-round picks, protected by 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, I think Mendoza, when you watch Mendoza, he's making things happen.
Yeah.
He's moving around, he's playing off schedule a little bit and making those tight window throws, a lot of Sunday throws. He's good.
So we'll see what happens over the next handful. We'll see if Ty Simpson continues to move up. I know he's moving up the Heisman Trophy odds ranks, but just one good week, man, doesn't matter. It sounded like a 21. I don't know how old you are, Ty. 22-year-old Nick Saban. All right. It's about us. All right. It ain't about them. It's about us. All right.
Oh yeah, that was good stuff.
I was just like, huh.
The halftime speech was a lot better than the pregame one.
Right here. Give me some of that. So we'll see. It ain't about Vanderbilt, Ty Simpson's what he's going to say this week. It's about us. So we'll see if he can keep the team focused and see how they do. We'll talk to you guys again tomorrow on the Joe Gaither Show. We'll be joined by Joey Dwyer of Vanderbilt Commodores on SI. Thanks so much to Mason Woods for joining me today. Thanks you guys for joining us on the comment section in the Bama Central YouTube channel, on our own social media machines at MAWoods _ at Joe Gaither 6. And thanks for calling us on the voicemail line to let me know your fears about the Commodores at 205-462-7340 extension 800.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither 6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.